Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, brothers and sisters and dear friends. Something amazing happened. It amazed me so much. I'm so happy that I saw this. I'm so happy that I saw it from this community as well, which I have no doubt and know that this is how they actually feel about Ilhan Omar, but to see in real life is something else. Let's watch this video for ourselves and see how she got humiliated. If you guys remember my old video, what did I say? That if you try to please the creation at the cost of displeasure of the creator, neither would the creation be happy with you, neither would Allah be happy with you. Watch this video how she gets booed in the concert of a famous Somali singer called Sultan, something along those lines. Watch how the Somali community reacted, and rightly so.
Ilhan Omar was greeted with a lot of booing during a Minneapolis concert featuring a famous Somali singer. Given how many conservative Muslims hate Ilhan, you can see why Ali Dawa would take the opportunity to highlight this.
I mean, in Somali, they say, Abadan wa billahi shod. I mean, does this woman have no shame? Does this woman have no shame? I mean, you don't even have any nahriz, mercy to your husband standing there, like a miskeen, fuqara. Subhanallah. What is wrong with you? This is, wallah, you know what's beautiful about well, I'm not going to say it's concert, because obviously we believe it's haram. But besides that, what I heard was that there was brothers who was giving dawah for the people not to go to the concerts. Rightly so. I mean, they're telling people not to go to the concerts.
Most Islamic sources consider music to be halal or allowed Islamically, given the content. Gatherings are also allowed, so gathering for music should be Islamically allowed. The issue is that concerts are where people drink and dance and both sexes mingle and all sorts of sins are happening. That's why many Muslims consider concerts to be haram or sinful.
Now, this is very interesting because at the door we have Muslims who are practicing, who are telling the other Muslims not to go in. Then you have the general, I wouldn't say the general, but you have 10,000, I think about 10,000 Muslims, Somali Muslims who are in the concert. Don't worry, Somalis, I'm not saying Somalian anymore, it's Somali, I understand. They are there. And then you have Ilhan. So you have Ilhan, you have the Somali people in the concert, youngsters, whoever it may be, and then you have maybe the Somali brothers who are in the front doing dawah, telling them to come in.
Given that the singer in this concert is Somali, most of the people attending are also Somali, which is why Ilhan Omar, being Somali herself, was attending this concert. Most Somalis are Muslims, so they are expected to act accordingly. Ali Dawa is going to use this concert to show us 3 tiers of Muslims. 1, practicing Muslims, represented by those at the entrance, trying to convince other Somalis to be good Muslims and not go to the concert. 2, non-practicing Muslims, represented by the people inside the concert. 3, Muslims who are like Ilhan Omar. What type of Muslim is that? Ali explains.
You know what's very interesting here? Ilhan Omar is someone who has made istihlal, meaning she's made something which is haram, halal. And some people have done takfir of her, rightly so.
Okay, whoa. He just said some people have made takfir of her, and rightfully so. Takfir is a very touchy subject in Islam. Takfir is the excommunication of a Muslim from Islam, meaning that she's no longer a Muslim. If she's no longer a Muslim, then she's an apostate. One of us. The punishment for apostasy in Islam is death.
This is a part of our religion. There's a reason to it. Yeah, there's a reason why there's a capital punishment, because people like you, little weaklings who leave their religion and cause corruption in the land by spreading it, the capital punishment in Islamic law would be applied to you. We have no doubt, and we're proud of that.
Takfir has been used for sanctioning violence by groups like ISIS and Al-Qaeda. There are different views on when and who can takfir someone. It is generally accepted that just committing sins is not enough to claim that somebody is not a Muslim. But if you deny a fundamental religious principle, then you're in trouble. For example, if you have gay sex, you may still be a Muslim. But if you deny what you just did was a sin, then I welcome you to the house of Kufr. We have cookies and sluts.
Now, what is very amazing and beautiful is that the crowd. Now, you're thinking, Brother Ali, why are you calling the crowd beautiful, amazing, when they're there listening to a concert, free mixing, all this kind of stuff? Let's put that to a side. We understand that's a sin. They know that's a sin. You know why? Do you know what is really amazing about this? The fact that even though they're at the concert, even though they know what they're doing is a sin, when they come across somebody who is violating the laws of Allah on a level where she's literally at the cost of displeasure of Allah, these people, even though they're sinning, this is what is so very crucial in Islam. Even though they're sinning, they do not go to a level where they acknowledge what they're doing is a sin. But the person opposite them is so vile in their eyes, even though they're sinning, because they are looking and saying, you who support the LGBTQT and all this kind of stuff, etc., you've sold your religion. At least the people in that crowd, that audience, have a love for Allah and His Messenger.
So now we understand the third tier. The first group was practicing Muslims. The second group are less observant, practicing less or non-practicing or somewhat practicing, who might be sinning a lot or more often, but they still understand that they're doing something wrong. They still understand that these are sins because they have the love of Allah and His Messenger in their heart. And this is key because the denial of the principles are seen as an indication that you no longer love and fear Allah. And that brings us to the third group, which are Muslims like Ilhan Omar. She supports the LGBT community and she denies that their lifestyle is a sin. According to this view, you can sin and be a Muslim, but if you deny Islam's principles, then you are a Muslim only by name.
He had a companion of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and many who would drink alcohol. He took part in the Battle of Badr, the Battle of Uhud, if I'm not mistaken, the Battle of Khandaq. But he used to have a habit of drinking alcohol. In front of the Messenger of Allah, can you imagine? In front of the Messenger of Allah. Yeah? What happened? And some of the companions came and cursed him. Said, may Allah curse you. The Messenger of Allah stopped him. They said, don't say that to him. For indeed he loves Allah and His Messenger. And he used to get punished. He used to get flogged in public. Loving Allah and His Messenger, brothers and sisters, even when you're committing sin, shows that there's hope and iman in one's heart.
I know it's a sin, Momo, but I can't help it. Forgive me.
For someone like Ilhan Omar, who goes out and supports a community, a group of people who we don't want any harm to, but their way of life is absolutely opposed to what we live by, is the problem. So know the distinguishing markers between Ilhan Omar and the people in the crowd. Even though they're both sinning, one's sin is to a degree of literally kufr. And one is, you know what, we are sinning, but we're repenting. We know what we're doing is wrong. Where the other one is, no, I don't acknowledge what I'm doing is wrong, and I'll go against Allah and His Messenger.
The problem is that I don't think most of the people at that concert think that going to a concert is a sin.
And now you're going to be thinking, how could it be? Brother Ali, how could you come and say they love Allah and His Messenger? For them to boo that woman of that crowd, show me they love Allah and His Messenger, even though they're sinning.
Okay, so now we have another problem. They're not really booing her for her pro-LGBT stance. The booing was because Ilhan did her best to help the US displace Somali President Mohammed Abdullahi Mohammed, aka Farmajo, a president they described as decent, responsible, corruption-fighting, and anti-imperialist.
Subhanallah. Wallahi, what a reminder. And she got booed, rightly so. If I was in that crowd, I don't think I would have been, but I would boo her myself, inshallah. Brothers and sisters, that's all I'm going to say. Till next time, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This brought coolness to my eyes for her to be humiliated like that from the Somali community. May Allah bless the Somali community. They are known for their love for the Quran and for their deen. May Allah keep them firm, inshallah. Till next time, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Speaking of Somalis, let's not forget the many ex-Muslim Somali activists who are risking their safety to bring a community to their fellow ex-Muslims. Don't assume that somebody is a Muslim just because they're Somali. They might be on our side helping us spread that sweet, sweet corruption in the land. If you would like to spread some corruption in the land, hit the like button and the subscribe button and the bell. Do all three. Oh, and leave a comment. That really spreads the corruption. I spread corruption in your land, you spread yours on mine, I spread some on your tits. Looking at you, Fatima. It's fun. Iblis would be proud.